Om Shanti. Today in the Murli, Baba teaches us the lesson of being light. There is a lot of heaviness in the world today. And if you look around, there are many people who are very heavy with the idea of work. So they don't contribute anything and still they are heavy about it. That is one scenario. And then there are others who do the work, but then they increase the heaviness of the atmosphere while doing it. And then Baba says, there is a lot of work to be done because this whole world transformation has to happen. But then you children, we children, when we do that work under Baba's guidance, on Baba's Srimad, so of course, right now we have our mundane duties, which we already have, and then Baba has given us this task of world transformation also. Yes? So now we are on double duty. But then Baba says, even when you're on double duty, you have to be very, very light. Very light. Light in your mind, light in your buddhi, light in your sanskars. You have to create an atmosphere of lightness because this world is suffering with this vibration of heaviness, and you have to shift that vibration. Now, how do we do that? So, sometimes you think that when there is a lot of responsibility, then feeling heavy is natural, normal. And then people say work stress. Almost work is synonymous with stress. Yes, and then people would say that if I didn't work, I wouldn't have stress. But is the stress because of the work? That's a question we have to ask, because people get stressed on holidays also. And on Sundays we are very stressed. So, yes, we are stressed on Sundays because we are thinking about Monday and we are thinking about what we did on Saturday. So, we could be stressed on Sunday. So, Baba tells us that you have to be light. Now, I will give you an example of how heavy one can be. So, once I was coming back from office and then I took a cab, an Uber, and it was a shared Uber. So there was another person from another office, it was the CBI office, and he got up in that cab from that office and he was carrying this big pile of files with him. And even when he sat in the cab, he was looking at one of the files. So then I felt a lot of admiration for that person because he was doing office work in the cab also after office hours. So I just observed him for some time and then I said, is this office work that you're carrying home? He said, yes. And then I said, okay. And then I just sat there and then he started sharing his plight with me. And then he started abusing his colleagues who are not working. And then he started abusing his boss who gives him all the work. And then he started abusing the national government. And then finally the prime minister of the country, and then he had bad words and ill feelings about everybody on the planet. And then he said, I have to do everything because, nobody is good for anything, and this is how miserable I am. And then after listening to everything, I told him, as a sister, should I give you some advice? So he said, yes, please. So I said, work less. It will make the world a better place. So he said, why do you say so? Everybody says work is very good. So I said, no, the way you're working, the world is not benefiting by it. So, it's not just the work we do, but the energy we create while we do that work is very, very important. And if we are not creating the right energy, we might be working a lot, but then you're not earning blessings. Have you seen yourself, sometimes somebody is doing all the work at home, and then that person is so egoistic and so angry about it that you wish that person did not work, or you wish that that person learned some lesson because of the way they are working. So they don't earn blessings. And we do the same when we do not understand that it's not just the work, it's also how we do it that matters more than the work. And then the thing is, the solution is not working, because the sanskar which makes you create this heaviness in the atmosphere, that sanskar stays. Even when you're sitting in the corner, you might be sitting in the corner all day, but once you get up and give one direction, you will create that heaviness for the whole day in that one act. So that's a sanskar. Now Baba says you have to create an atmosphere of lightness, and your own stage, spiritual stage, has to be very light. And we are Baba's creation, Brahman Bacche, and we are moving towards our angelic stage. So Baba has told us that you are going to be angels in a few days, yes, and then the whole world is waiting for you angels. So how will we become those angels if we have all this heaviness in our vibration? So angels are light, not because they have wings and they can fly, but it's the stage of lightness that the soul has, which creates an angel out of a human. So Baba says you future angels have to be very light, create an atmosphere of lightness. Now how do we do that? There are two words, I and mine, that make you heavy. I have to do this, I am doing this. Yes, all day, you are doing something, and then you create this thought, I am doing this and I have to do this, or I did this. So this is what creates heaviness. Now, have you ever imagined that we are in a pretty, in a good fix? We are on this planet, on this stage. You have 24 hours, and you have energy, and you have the capacity to think, and you have talent, and you have skills, and you have everything. And then if you don't have the opportunity to express that, it would be such a disastrous situation. Let's say every day you get up from bed, and then I tell you, you don't have to do anything. Just sit and I will give you everything you need, the food, the drink, the clothing, everything. You will be provided. Just sit all day. That's all you have to do. But I won't give you the phone. Okay, so you cannot pass your time with that. So then, do you understand your own mind, your own time will become such a big problem for you? And there is one sister, and I told her to, submit the phone in the center. She was going through a lot of trouble. And then I told her to submit the phone in the center, and I said, no phone for you for 1 week. And then she did that, and the next day when she came, I told her, what is your observation? She said, I just realized 24 hours is a very long time. Very, very long, very difficult to pass. How do I do that? So I said, the way you're passing it is creating trouble for you. That's the problem. So find productive ways to pass it. That will give you, that's good karma, and happiness is a product of good karma. And when you're wasting your time, when you're using it unproductively, it's creating a mess of your mind, and then you are accumulating all this negativity inside yourself. So now you see that we have to understand that this work that we do, the relationships we are in, or when Baba has come and the work that Baba is giving us, the responsibility that Baba is giving us, all of these things, they are opportunities for us. They are great opportunities to express that which nature has offered us free, or that which drama has given us free. So you are blessed with 24 hours, you are blessed with an intellect, you are blessed with skills, you are blessed with capacities, and you're blessed with the capacity to think, discern, decide, act. And then you are on the field of action. And then whatever role, responsibility you have been given by drama or Baba. So there is role, responsibility that you have been given by drama. So you are in a position, or you have people to take care of, and all that. That's your responsibility that drama has given you. And then there is responsibility that Baba is giving us, of creating a better world as we act, act with the thought, word and mind, thought, word and action. So Baba says both these sets of duties that are given to you are a very big blessing. So never create this thought, I am doing this, I did this, I have to do this. Create a thought, I am very blessed to have this opportunity to, do something productive. And that will keep you very, very light. So I think this is the key. So this I and mine, ownership about what you have done, taking credit of what you have done, and not thanking your endowments, not thanking Baba for teaching you or giving you the strength and the courage to do what you did. So Baba says this is what creates the heaviness. And Baba says, and do you realize you are capable of much more work than you are already doing? Much, much more work. Because God is the supreme, the all-knowing. He cannot be wrong when He tells you, you are the one who will do world transformation. And you think, I have so many responsibilities myself, and why is He talking to me like that? But then He knows you can do it. You are fully capable of doing it. But then you are burdening yourself with this sense of I and mine, so that you are not able to do that, that in addition to what you are already doing. So, there was this sister yesterday, and she had come for the course, and then she was crying. And then when I asked her, she said, I am in a lot of anxiety these days. And I said, why? So she said, I have a kid and I have to take him to so many classes, and all day I have to manage home and do all the stuff, and I feel very anxious about it. Maybe I'm doing it right, maybe I'm not doing it right. So then I told her, so while you're doing all of that, do you feel that you are not being appreciated enough or loved enough? So she said, yes, I feel like nobody appreciates me and I do all the work, and then all people do is point out this was not done well or that was not done accurately. So I said, the thing is, what you do is you do the same work, and then in between you just remind yourself that God is blessing me and loving me for that. And do you know that anxiety arises because of this feeling of lack of love? So whenever you feel not loved, not appreciated, that is when you feel anxious. And then Baba says that anxiety also creates a heaviness inside you. So you also have to subtly recognize that whenever you are doing something that Baba has assigned you to do, He's blessing you for that. He's loving you deeply for that. And you have to recognize that love of Baba and fill your heart with Baba's love. So never create these thoughts that nobody is appreciating, nobody is loving. Why are you expecting appreciation from someone who is not capable of appreciation? You have to have compassion for that one. People around you are not capable of appreciation. But then just like you know that you don't have to hold complaints against somebody who is ill and weak. So this is about spiritual illness, spiritual weakness. So never hold complaints against those who are ill and weak spiritually. Have compassion for them and recognize that Baba is loving you. And I think that also relieves us of a lot of anxiety that we go through while we are carrying out our work. So even when we are in seva, sometimes you forget that this is Baba's seva, and you expect the instrument, the person you are dealing with in seva to appreciate that seva. But no, you always recognize that whatever you are doing on Baba's direction, Baba is loving you for that, appreciating you for that. And then always remember that Baba has given you the capacity to do it well. So you do not need to create this sense that I am doing it. I am fortunate enough to have the capacity to do it, and that's why I'm just expressing what drama and Baba have given me. And this will keep you very, very light. And when you're very light, so then you are stress free, your mind, buddhi is free. That is one gift you get. And then the people around you also feel very light and they feel inspired to work. They feel inspired to do good work. Because in the world, we have always seen people doing good work with a lot of effort and then be feeling very heavy about it. That's why our image of somebody who is working a lot is not that of a happy person. But if you can create that image where you are a very light and happy person, even while carrying out a lot of responsibilities, then you can inspire many others to be like you. And you can change the definition of Bhagyavan. So, what people think is somebody who has nothing to do is very fortunate. But then somebody who is doing everything and, reaping the fruit of happiness and power out of it is truly bhagyavan. So, when Baba says that when you do good karma, you get two instant gifts: spiritual power and happiness. And only what is good karma? Karma that is not done in the consciousness of I and mine. So that kind of karma gives you happiness and power. And when other people also see that you're doing everything and your happiness and strength is increasing, then they are also motivated to join you. And that changes the whole definition of who is really fortunate. I will give you an example of Dadi Prakashmani ji. She was the chief of Brahma Kumaris from 1969 to 2007. And on Shiv Baba's directions and under her supervision, the seva, godly seva, it spread to 140 countries. So, it was a huge expansion of seva took place when she was in the administration. But Dadi was so light, always so light, that when she went to bed, how much time it took her to sleep? Less than 5 minutes. So once she hits the bed, she would just go off to sleep. So, when she entered the room, if somebody comes 2 minutes later, they see she's sleeping. Sound sleep. And every day she would get up at the fixed time, 3 o'clock. Why? Because she had this, feeling always that Baba is doing it through me. And my own experience is that, most of our time, whenever you are doing something, there is a destiny of everything that happens, right? Let's say you have planned to, do something, conduct a program. Now, you planning it and it materializing has two factors: effort and the destiny of it. Yes, and then a lot of waiting time is involved in all of that. So, let's say you have submitted a request that this building be allotted to me so that I can conduct a session here, or I am seeking permission for this. But your plan was that the permission should arrive in 3 days, but it took 5 days for the permission to arrive. Now the thing is, when you don't have this sense of I and mine, you don't have this sense that it's Baba doing it and it's happening according to drama, you create a lot of waste thoughts in those extra time when you wait. And when you create those waste thoughts, Baba has given us a spiritual law that waste ka weight chadta hai. Waste is very heavy. So those waste thoughts make you very heavy about it. And then you have not done anything extra. You've just waited 2 more days. But then you feel like you have broken, you've broken the sky and the hell went loose and you have done a lot of work in those 2 days. But the thing is, you've just waited. But when you don't have the patience to wait with positivity, when you can't wait with positivity, then it saps a lot of your energy and makes you very heavy. So I think that having faith, being free from I and mine, and having faith in drama, that everything is going to work out well in the end. So, having this faith in the drama that things are going to work out well in the end. Baba says drama is very kalyankari. Whatever is happening is going to give you a good result. When you have that faith in Baba, faith in drama, it keeps you very, very light. And in that time, you save your energy, you do something which demands your urgent attention at that time. And then when the project materializes also, you are in a very good state to carry it out. Yes. And I remember there was once, there was this program program on the topic stress-free living. And we had invited one speaker from outside, and in the nick of time, he couldn't make it. So it was 3 hours to the program, and then it was very early on, when I didn't used to conduct classes. So I was just, I used to be the listener, and then that speaker had to come, and we had arranged the program. So he told us 3 hours, before the program, that he won't be able to make it. And in those 3 hours, everybody got so stressed that it was like there was only stress bubbling in the atmosphere. And then I was told, you go and conduct the program. So, at the right time, they told me, you go and conduct the program. And I was so stressed. I went and confessed on stage that I'm very stressed. I don't know how much I can tell you about stress-free living, but I will try to give you the theory of it. But I am not really in that mood to create that stress-free environment here. So that's my experience. And from there I learned that, even if something happens inadvertently, you will have to do something about it. And how can you do something about it if you lose it because it didn't happen as you planned it? So it's very important to also factor in that even if you plan everything, don't have too much ego about it that it has to go the way you have planned it. Because drama has its own plan and you have to respect it. And when you are respectful towards the plan of drama, then my experience is drama also helps you. It challenges you, but then it also helps you later on. It will give you the right instrument. Once you've passed that challenge, once you're cool and calm and with Baba, despite everything not going as planned, then drama gives you the solution also. So, it's a very good idea when drama creates the problem for you. You tell drama, now you give the solution also. But then if you create negative thoughts about the drama at that time, then you are not friends with the drama anymore. Then it won't give you the solution. So these are some spiritual experiences that I have realized about how this whole thing works. So this is about it today. So be light, create an atmosphere of lightness. That's our duty. And then Baba today tells us, have faith. Now faith, and Baba uses a very interesting term, faith in the intellect. So Baba is not talking about blind faith. Baba is talking about open-eyed faith, but it is still faith. So, and I think that intellect has intuitive capacity. So your buddhi is very intuitive. There are some things which do not appear very logical, but intuitively you agree with them. So, your intuition sometimes tells you what is right, wrong, good, bad, true, false. I think faith that Baba talks about is an act of this intuition, this intuitive capacity of the buddhi. Now, how do you recognize Baba? You recognize Baba through this buddhi, which knows this is Baba. Yes, so my Lokik father once asked me, you say this is God arriving in this body of Brahma. how do you know this is God? So I said, just like I know you are my well-wisher. You have slapped me, you have scolded me, you have done everything. But still I know you mean well to me, for me. How do I know that? Not because of what I saw, what I heard, what I experienced, but because of a very deep knowing which the soul knows. So I know this is God. This one has come from the soul world and he is doing everything to uplift me. I can feel it every day. And apart from a father, nobody would do that. So I have a spiritual father, and that father is doing this for me. So it's a very intuitive thing, this faith in the buddhi. And then Baba says, when you have faith, now Baba says you must also have faith that this is the time of karmic settlement. Now you see, in every religion there is a mention of a time of karmic settlement. In Islam they call it Qayamat ka samay. In Christianity they call it the day of reckoning or day of judgment. In Hinduism they talk about this Mahabharat war, when all the senas are coming together and then God has come and he is also guiding. So Baba says in every religion there is a mention of a time when karmic settlement happens and then there is transition. So Baba says you have heard all those stories, and those stories are the memoir of this time that we are going through. Baba says, don't you recognize that this is the time of settlement? When every soul is settling their accounts in many ways, and the sign of the time of karmic settlement is karmic settlement just drops itself from the sky. There is no reason, there is no reason why you get a disease which is not lifestyle related. So you get a disease which has got nothing to do with your lifestyle. You are the person taking care of your lifestyle in every possible way, and then you get a disease and you don't know why. Then you have a relationship issue when you are the most respectful, most polite person on earth. And then the other person just refuses to acknowledge that. That is karmic settlement. There is untimely death. There is a lot of suffering because of legal issue. You get caught up in a legal issue. I can tell you about one issue where there was a person in authority who just got offended when one person stood up a little later. So, that person was on visit, and then there were 5 people in the room, and 4 of them immediately stood up, and this one woman, she felt her chunni stuck in the chair, and she took 30 seconds to get up, and this person got so offended, they filed charges on, charges of misconduct against this person. And that case has been going on. So there are so many kinds of karmic settlement which are coming up, and you just can't trace where this is coming from. And Baba says, after this time of karmic settlement, what happens? We all go home. So that is how it is celebrated in all the religions. They say that क़यामत का समय आएगा, खुदा खुद धरा पर आएगा, फिर हम जाएंगे. So they all say we will go home. So Baba says, just open your third eye, see, this is that same time which you had been studying about. And I, God, have also arrived. But then you need to do what I am asking you to do. Otherwise, how will you create, the new world that is to come? Because Baba says, everybody says that there will be destruction, but nobody tells you that establishment takes place before destruction. So it is Brahma first. So Brahma's act will come first. I will establish the new world first, and then it is going to be destroyed. And I have come, I am establishing it. I am telling you to change your sanskars before the time of destruction arrives, so that you are ready for a new sansar. And Baba says, does it not appeal to your logic that this is true? And if it appeals to you, then why don't you do the needful? Why don't you stay in my remembrance? Why don't you observe purity? Because purity is the norm of the new world. Why don't you do everything knowledgefully? Why don't you stop depleting your energy through these questions of why, what, how? So Baba says, just start doing this, because I have come. And in my experience, faith is the quality, or the virtue through which you do the right thing at the right time. So if you don't have faith, now let me tell you, there was this one sister, and she was suffering from an illness which had a very good cure in Ayurveda. And I had seen 2 people getting cured with that. So I suggested it to her, and then she said, I don't have faith in Ayurveda. So I said, okay, I can't do anything about it, so it's okay. And then 2 years she suffered with that illness, and then she took up the medicine, the Ayurvedic medicine, because she had tried everything, and then she got cured. And then I told her, because of your lack of faith, your suffering time was extended by 2 years. That's what lack of faith does. Lack of faith increases your suffering time. Lack of faith delays the solution. That's it. Because what is true. But if you don't have faith in it, you don't embrace it, you don't get the benefit of it. So Baba says, when so many people are telling you God has come, and you see so many souls, changing into Brahmins and angels because of Baba's work and because of following what Baba is saying, why don't you have faith? And if you had faith, then your transition would become, faster. That is it. Otherwise, the truth will remain the truth, even if you don't have faith in it. Yes, so truth doesn't depend on our faith, but our faith gives us the ability to, derive the power from the truth and take the benefit of the truth. So Baba says, don't doubt the arrival of Shiv Baba from the soul world. Don't have doubt that this is the time of karmic settlement, and don't ever doubt that the new world is being created. And when you make effort according to Baba's direction, you are moving to that new world. Okay.